You guys probably hear the music in the background at my buddy's St. Patrick's Day party, but I am taking a quick break because the 49ers have signed Ray-Ray McCloud. Now, this has been in the works for a few days. This is one of the guys that the 49ers really wanted to get aboard because they want and need a returner. And Ray-Ray McCloud actually led the NFL in punt return yardage for the Steelers this past year. He's also a good kick returner. 5'9" guy, so a little shutterbug. He could really move though, and he's jittery enough and he's elusive enough to be good in that punt return game. He's somebody that can help the 49ers out on special teams, but not only there. If you go to the first play of Ray-Ray McCloud's tape, it is an end-around reverse that the Steelers use as a gadget play on offense. So go check it out. You could be sure that the 49ers are going to use Ray-Ray McCloud on offense. And his deal's worth up to $10.4 million over 2 years, which is not an insignificant amount of money. That's a good amount of money. That means that the 49ers, that's up to, by the way, that's not the actual guaranteed price. But I can guarantee you that reaching that $10.4 million, if you're Ray-Ray McCloud, will necessitate some offensive contributions. And if you go put on the tape, this guy's going to be a gadget weapon for Kyle Shanahan. They're not offering him that much money, even on incentives, if they're not expecting him to be a gadget weapon. So this improves the 49ers offense because we know that Shanahan likes these kind of pieces. We talked about Cordarrelle Patterson last year being a piece he could bring in. Well, this is a smaller guy that could bring a different speed dynamic to the 49ers offense as a gadget weapon. But boy, does that return game need work. Over the past 2 seasons, the 49ers return game has ranked dead last in the NFL. Number 32, especially the kick return game. They've been number 32 in 2020, number 32 of 32 teams in 2021. That's not good enough. They invested a little bit more in the punt return game this past year, and they got stronger in that punt return game, but they still weren't explosive. And I know it was really hard to return punts for touchdowns this past year. I think only one, I think it was the Bears, returned one against the Packers for a touchdown. So punt coverage is ahead of punt returns in the National Football League right now. But you still want to be more explosive than the 49ers were in 2021. I mean, special teams is important, and we've already seen 2 special teams-oriented signings for the 49ers. Oren Burks from the Packers, he's a special teams ace, and Ray-Ray McCloud is a top returner. They want to get that kick return ranking up from number 32, and they want to get that punt return ranking up in the top 10. Well, there's no better way to get the punt return ranking up in the top 10 than by signing the guy who actually led the NFL in punt return yards last season, and that's Ray-Ray McCloud. The 49ers also have a new special teams coordinator, Brian Schneider, and you guys have heard me talk about this a lot. Brian Schneider coached some top 3 Seattle special teams units at the beginning of last decade. That was back when players like Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas were on rookie contracts and playing special teams. The moral of the story is that you need good players, hungry good players, to make a good special teams unit. Ray-Ray McCloud is coming in to be a hungry, good, young player to make the 49ers special teams unit. Then don't discount the offense, though. Don't discount what Ray-Ray McCloud should be able to do for Kyle Shanahan in a gadget capacity. And, I don't mean that in a pejorative way. Sometimes gadget player is kind of a negative, means he's limited. But I think Ray-Ray McCloud's going to be a star for the 49ers on special teams. But in a gadget player capacity, watch those end arounds. Maybe to stretch the field with Trey Lance on some deep throws, he can also contribute there. So this is a good signing for the 49ers, especially if it's nice and incentive-based. And based on my early read of this, $10.4 million over 2 years, it's a lot of money, but it's up to $10.4 million over 2 years. I think it's going to be incentive-based, so we'll take a look at that. I'll leave you with one parting thought here. What if the 49ers run end-around action to Deebo Samuel, and the defense is keyed on that, and then Ray-Ray McCloud takes it the other way? Deebo Samuel just fast enough and just tough enough and just used enough to make sure that defense is drawn in one direction. Then you got 5'9" shutterbug Ray-Ray McCloud taking it on a double reverse, going the other direction. I think the 49ers run that at least a couple times this next season. All right, everybody subscribe to the channel. 49ers have a new player. That's their 4th free agent signing of this offseason. Maybe more to come. We'll see what their cap situation is. More videos coming soon to update you in more formal settings. I did this for you guys. I stepped away from the St. Patty's Day party just to talk about Ray-Ray McCloud. All right, take care, everybody. Sub to the channel. Talk to you soon.